Why do some guys seem to be able to get girls without trying? Some people find it hard to even catch a glimpse of what makes the difference. There's more to getting women's attention than big, flashy displays or romantic gestures. There are also subtle, powerful habits that can be learned from the timeless principles of Stoicism. Today, we're going to talk about 10 simple, deeply effective habits that are designed just for you based on the ancient wisdom of Stoicism. By the end of this talk, you'll understand why these habits aren't just about getting women's attention. They're also about creating lasting interest and deep admiration. Come with me on this thought-provoking trip to learn how Stoic philosophy can be used in modern life to make you a stronger, more confident guy. To improve your looks and boost your confidence, we'll talk about easy, everyday things you can start doing right away. Make sure you like our video and subscribe to our station so you don't miss any of our other videos. Get ready to learn about some of the most interesting things about growing as a person and building relationships. Let's jump in and start this exciting journey together. Number 1. Broaden your views. It's surprisingly easy to fall into a scarcity mindset, especially when things aren't going our way. This mindset tells us that chances in love and dating are limited, so we focus all of our emotional energy on one prospect. This approach, however, often makes us more frustrated and desperate. To help you fight this, I want to introduce you to the idea of an abundance mindset, which comes from Stoic philosophy. Stoicism teaches us to focus on the things we can control, like our actions and reactions, and to let go of the things we can't. When it comes to dating, this means accepting that not every interaction will lead to a meaningful connection, and that's fine. For example, let's say you're at a social gathering and you meet someone you're interested in. You chat and share a drink, but it doesn't go anywhere. If you have a scarcity mindset, this might feel like a big loss, but if you adopt a Stoic view, you'll see it for what it is, one chance among many. Instead of dwelling on what didn't work, you'll accept the outcome and be ready to embrace new opportunities. Stoic wisdom doesn't tell you to hide your feelings. Instead, it tells you to recognize them, learn from them, and then use what you've learned to move on. It's about realizing that chances and interactions are temporary, which frees you from needless attachment and despair. Think of confident, successful people, like those you may know or have read about. Know that the world is full of opportunities. They don't get upset when things don't go as planned or when connections are turned down. Instead, they take it all in stride, learning from each experience and moving on to the next, with a renewed sense of purpose and optimism. So how can you start developing this mindset? Start by adding more people to your network. Try new things, like going to new events or using online dating services. You're more likely to find meaningful connections every time you go somewhere new or meet someone new. Remember that every interaction, whether it leads to a relationship or a polite goodbye, is a chance to practice resilience, improve your social skills, and learn more about what you really want in a partner. Keep your head up and your heart open. Enjoy all that life has to offer. Let the philosophy of Stoicism help you handle the ups and downs of dating with grace and confidence. If you do these things, you'll see that the world is indeed full of endless opportunities, not just for love, but also for personal growth and happiness. When it comes to planning a date, women often like it when a man is sure of himself and acts in a confident way, not in a controlling or dominating way, but by carefully making a choice. For example, the key is to plan ahead and choose a location that fits your budget and personal style. You should also plan activities that are relevant to her interests and present these plans clearly and with enthusiasm. For example, instead of asking her over and over again where she wants to go or what she wants to do, you should suggest a well-thought-out plan. I've heard that the new Italian restaurant we're going to this Saturday is great. Afterward, If you're still interested, we could go to a nearby place to listen to live jazz. This strategy not only shows initiative but also care, which show your dedication to making an unforgettable experience and your effectiveness as a partner. Often hesitating or deferring decisions to her might seem helpful, but it can be seen as a lack of commitment or even disinterest, so it's important to respect her choices and views. Taking the lead in making decisions can show that you're committed to the relationship. The best way to do this is to find a balance between being attentive and leading, making sure that you respect her point of view while confidently guiding the direction you both take. This kind of decisiveness is attractive because it shows a strong personality trait that is often linked to Stoicism. It shows that you can make decisions and are ready to stand by them. Good things. You present yourself as a trustworthy and interesting partner who brings both safety and excitement to the relationship. This not only makes you more appealing, but it also makes her want to value the security and leadership you provide. Number 3. Start a healthy jealousy. Let's look at a complicated and often misunderstood part of dating dynamics using jealousy. Well, without Stoicism teaches us how important it is to control our feelings and reactions, but it also helps us understand how our actions can subtly affect other people's feelings. Today, we'll talk about how to show someone how valuable and desirable you are in a way that might naturally engage their interest, and maybe even their competitive spirit, without using negative tactics. To begin, it's important to remember that your life should be interesting and rewarding on its own, not something you make to make someone else react. Stoicism teaches us that we shouldn't base our actions on what other people think of us, so the goal here isn't to make someone feel unsafe or threatened, but to help them see your inherent worth and the full life you live. For example, let's say you've been spending a lot of your free time with someone you're interested in, maybe at the expense of other relationships or hobbies. It's easy to become too focused on one person, which can make you seem too available and lower your perceived value. To change this dynamic, spend more time with friends, get back into hobbies you've put on hold, or start new activities that interest you. This isn't about being hard to get. It's about genuinely enjoying your life and all of its parts. For example, you could start playing soccer with friends once a week, or take up a new hobby like photography or cooking classes. When the person you're interested in sees that you're not only thinking about them and that you have a full and interesting life, it can naturally make them a little jealous, in a good way. This doesn't mean that they feel threatened, but that they want to be a bigger part of your interesting life. When they see you laughing, telling stories and making memories with other people, it reminds them of how valuable you are and how much joy you bring to your relationships. Stoicism tells us to work on improving ourselves and living by our values. When you do this, you not only become more self-sufficient and happy, but you also become more attractive to others. They start to see you as a catch, someone worth pursuing, because you bring value and joy to their lives, regardless of their presence. Instead of using jealousy as a tool, use this as a way to show off your worth and the beautiful life you are building. Through good relationship techniques, we can learn to be present even when we're not there. One important idea that is often overlooked is the idea of availability. If you're too easy to get to, people may not see how valuable you are as highly. This is also true for your time and presence. In Stoicism, there's a lot of emphasis on self-discipline and the wisdom of managing your own resources, which includes your time. Stoics say that you should live a life with meaning and purpose, instead of always responding to other people's needs and wants. This way of thinking can be very helpful in personal relationships. Let's look at an example. You might always be the first person to answer comments from other people. While being the first to offer help or change your plans to accommodate someone else is kind, Doing it too often can make you feel like you're being taken advantage of. Instead, Stoicism teaches us to value ourselves and our time, which in turn teaches others to value us as well. For example, if you meet up with someone every weekend, they always expect you to be available. What if you started spending some of those weekends on your own hobbies or other friendships? This change may come as a surprise or even a disappointment at first, but it will also make you value the times you are open more. When you're not around, people notice and wonder about your absence, which makes them value your presence more when you are. This isn't about being difficult. It's about building a life that makes you happy and fulfilled without relying on one person or relationship. For example, if you love painting, spend more time doing it. Focusing on what you can control and letting go of what you can't means making biking a priority. Following your passions not only makes your life more fulfilling, but it also makes you more interesting and engaging to others. For example, by managing your availability, you're practicing another Stoic principle. You can't change how someone feels about you, but you can change how you spend your time and energy. In line with Stoic resolve, this building a strong sense of self that isn't easily moved by outside events. This method will also work as a natural filter. If someone really cares about and values you, they will notice when you're not around and make an effort to connect with you when you are. They'll respect your time because they see you doing the same. On the other hand, if someone doesn't seem to notice or care, they won't bother you. It's a clear sign that you might need to re-evaluate the importance of that relationship in your life. So follow the Stoic way and make sure you balance your availability with investing in yourself. This doesn't mean you ignore people or relationships. Instead, you approach them with balance and self-respect, making your presence something that adds value instead of just filling a gap. It's important to remember that the goal is to build a full and satisfying life where time spent with others is just one part of that richness. If you're still reading, please take a moment to write below with "I value my time." This simple action will show that you know how important it is to spend time on activities that are worthwhile and meaningful. Let's continue on this trip. Journey number 5. Be true to yourself when you're dating and interacting with other people. A lot of people get caught in the trap of playing roles to get love and praise by being someone other than who they really are. This behavior not only lowers your self-worth, but can also make real connections almost impossible. From a Stoic point of view, the most important thing in life is not other people's praise or approval, but living by your own morals and principles. Stoicism teaches us that validation from others is temporary and unreliable. What matters is how we see ourselves and how well our values match up with those of others. For example, if you're interested in someone, you might constantly change your actions, words, and even beliefs to match what you think they want in a partner. This could mean pretending to enjoy activities that don't interest you, giving compliments that aren't sincere, or playing down your achievements so as not to seem arrogant. In the short term, this might catch their attention, but keeping up this facade over time is not only tiring, but it also keeps you from making a real connection based on mutual respect and genuine interest. It can lead to a relationship where one person's affection is based on continued performance instead of real emotional intimacy. Compare this to a patient attitude. A Stoic person focuses on becoming self-sufficient and honest. This means doing things in life for their own growth and happiness, not to impress others. Picture someone who does things for their own growth and happiness, not to impress others. Pursues their interests with fervor, whether it's in the arts, sciences, or sports, not to impress others, but because these activities bring them personal joy and fulfillment. For example, if you love hiking and nature, you don't hide this interest in favor of more popular activities. Instead, You share your adventures and invite others to join, not as a way to get attention, but as an expression of your passion. This genuine display of enthusiasm is naturally attractive. It draws people who are interested in your authenticity and vitality. Having a Stoic attitude about validation means you see interactions as chances to see if you're a good match, rather than as auditions to win. This change in perspective changes the way you go about dating, because you become someone who stands alone with confidence and is open to connecting with actions that are in line with their true self. They don't chase you, instead they attract you. This makes you more attractive and gets rid of people who aren't in line with their true self. When you stop looking for outside validation and start valuing your own judgment and worth, you naturally raise your status in the eyes of others. People, including women, are drawn to people who know their own worth and don't need to be told over and over again. Remember that the best way to find love is to be the best version of yourself, not the version you think other people want to see. Number 6. Add some fun to your encounters. Playfulness in interactions doesn't mean being fake or silly. It means adding a sense of joy and ease to conversations. This can make both people feel at ease and entertained, which can lead to a deeper connection. However, it's important to balance this light-heartedness with a reliable and grounded presence to show that while you can be fun, you're also a reliable and emotionally mature person. Here's how you can do that in your interactions. Step 1. Start by being slightly silly. Light-hearted chat by making playful comments. For example, if she says she's clumsy, you could gently tease her by saying, "Should I wear a helmet around you?" This will show that you appreciate her honesty while keeping the mood positive. If she has a special way of smiling or moving, copying it can be a fun way to get closer to her. It also shows that you're paying attention in a fun and interesting way. Step 2. Gently question her thoughts when she says them, especially when they are about fun things like her best movies or books. If she loves a movie you think is overrated, challenge her in a friendly and fun way. Make your case for your point of view with humor. "No way that movie, I need to show you some real movies." This leads to fun discussion and conversation, which can be very stimulating and fun. Step 3. Be a reliable presence while keeping interactions light and fun. It's also important to be there for her emotionally. For example, if she's had a bad day, stop being playful and start being supportive. Listen to her and validate her feelings. If the moment calls for it, lighten the mood with a gentle joke to show that you're not just there for laughs, but also for real support. Step 4. Have fun in ways you can't plan. Lastly, keep her wondering with your wit and spontaneity. Send her a funny meme that's related to an inside joke you two share, or send her a playful message out of the blue. Unpredictability mixed with real moments of connection is a powerful mix. When you find this balance, you become someone who not only makes other people happy and laugh, but also gives them a feeling of emotional stability and depth. Women are naturally drawn to guys who can make them laugh, think, and feel safe with. It's about being a complete package, someone who makes her life better with happiness, thoughtfulness, and dependability. Remember that while you should keep things light-hearted, your interactions should also be grounded in depth and sincerity. This combination is irresistible, and she will look forward to every interaction with you. Let's keep applying these Stoic principles to our daily lives, which will make our lives and the lives of those we interact with better. Master the art of texting. Stoicism tells us to be self-controlled and not let outside events, like getting a text, upset our inner peace or control what we do. This principle is very helpful for controlling how and when you respond to texts. If you always reply right away, it might look like you're always available, or worse, that you're just waiting for her to text you. Without meaning to, this can make you feel like your only thing going on is your phone alerts. Remember that rare things are more valuable. If you are always ready, it doesn't just cut down on. If you're curious, it might also make you seem less valuable. A Stoic would see texting as a way to communicate, not a sign of your relationship status or self-worth. When you get a text, read it, but don't reply right away. This pause isn't for games. It's to fully engage in the activity at hand and not let your phone interrupt you constantly. This could mean texting back a few hours later or after you're done with your daily tasks. If you're naturally busy, the delay in your responses will naturally pique her interest, and she may start to wonder what you're up to, which makes you more attractive. This isn't meant to make her feel unsafe or anxious. It's meant to show that you're an engaged, active person with a full life. For example, let's say you see her text and decide to finish your task before replying. When you do respond, you could casually say what you were doing, like, "Hey, I just finished a painting I've been working on all afternoon. How's your day going?" This shows that you're involved in your hobbies and passions, which is a very attractive trait. It shows that you're interested in her, but also have your own life, which is both attractive and polite. When you text, make sure your words are important. Ask her about her day, but don't just ask. Share something interesting you read or something funny that happened to you that day. Quality over quantity keeps talks going. This is lively and interesting, which shows that you put thought into your interactions, which can be much more meaningful than sending a lot of meaningless texts. Stoicism also tells us not to depend on other people's constant approval to feel good about ourselves. When you text, be ready for silences or slower conversations. If she doesn't react right away, resist the urge to send follow-up texts and keep doing what you're doing. Being patient and sure of your own worth, no matter how long it takes for someone to respond, are naturally beautiful traits. By following these tips, you will not only get better at talking, but you will also get better at relationships in general. Remember that the goal is not to change people's feelings, but to build real attention and respect through good communication. Let the richness of your life and your thoughtful engagement be the reasons she finds you interesting and worth following. Number 8. Go deeper than the surface. When you go deeper than the usual surface-level topics, you show that you value their thoughts and experiences. You're not trying to get into someone's private life. You're just genuinely interested in getting to know them better. For example, if she talks about her job or studies, ask her what drew her to that field. For example, what made you want to become an architect? Was there a specific event that sparked your interest? This shows that you care about her goals and value her professional opinion, identity, or asking about favorite childhood memories or important life events can give you a window into her past and help you understand what makes her who she is today. For example, you could ask, "Do you have a favorite memory from when you were a child?" This will allow her to share stories and give you new insights into her journey. Also, knowing someone's values can help you understand them better. Ask her about books, movies, or events that have been important to her. For example, ask her what book or movie has changed the way she thinks about the world and why. This will not only deepen the conversation, but also give you a sense of her moral or philosophical compass. Stoicism puts a lot of weight on the skill of listening, which is an important skill for having deep talks. When someone talks, listen with the intention to understand, not to respond. This shows that you value her words and feelings, which builds trust and respect. Deep conversations naturally lead to a stronger emotional connection. As you talk about meaningful topics, You build a bond based on mutual understanding and shared experiences. This connection is much more likely to last than one built on casual chatter. For example, if she talks about a difficult time in her life, showing empathy and understanding can strengthen the bond between you. You could say something like, "That sounds like a really difficult time for you. How did you deal with that?" Spending time getting to know her makes them want to spend more in the relationship. If you show interest in her, she's more likely to show interest in you back, which could lead her to want a deeper connection with you. Praise. In a useful way, Stoicism teaches us how important it is to be real and honest in everything we do and say. When it comes to comments, this means going beyond shallow praise and focusing on deep, thought-out praise that recognizes the unique qualities of each Stoic. Think it's important to see people's virtues, not just their external traits, because that can change how we treat them. Look at a situation where she's dedicated to a craft, like music or art. Instead of saying, "You're a great painter," you could say, "I admire the dedication you put into each painting. Your passion really shows through in the vibrant colors and the emotion in each piece." You could also compliment a trait of her character that stands out to you. For example, if you think she's kind, considerate, or very patient, let her know you notice it. If she has made a positive impact on you or someone else, this kind of compliment is particularly deep because it's about how she affects the world around her. This makes it much more personal and heartfelt. However, when you give compliments, make sure they are not only true, but also appropriate and timed well. A sincere approach to praise is never manipulative. It's about showing genuine admiration and respect. This builds trust and mutual respect, which are necessary for any meaningful relationship. Genuine compliments go a long way toward making someone feel seen and valued. This kind of recognition can take your interactions from surface level to deeper, more meaningful ones. For example, if she's worked hard to plan an event and you notice how much effort and creativity she's put into it, telling her this can make her feel valued. "You did an amazing job with the event. It was not only well organized, but also so welcoming and fun. It's clear you put your heart into it." By focusing on what really impresses you about someone and saying it in a sincere way, you leave a positive impression that lasts. Not only does this approach fit with Stoic values, but it also naturally draws people to you. They see someone who isn't just giving them compliments, but who also notices and appreciates the deeper parts of their personality and efforts. This not only helps you connect with them more deeply, but it also makes them feel like you really understand and value them. Number 10. Charisma can help you enjoy the moment. Charisma is more than just being attractive or saying the right things at the right times. It comes from being fully present in each moment, which can have a big impact on how others see you and how they react to you. This in-depth look at the philosophy of Stoicism can help you develop such charisma and why it's so powerful at making connections, especially when it comes to attracting the attention and admiration of women. Stoicism says that charisma comes from having a lot of faith in yourself and committing to living in the present moment. This way of thinking encourages you to interact with life and the people around you in a way that is genuine and interesting. Stoics stress how important it is to live in balance with nature, which means taking each moment as it comes and handling every situation with virtue and poise. Imagine you are on a date or at a social event. Instead of worrying about how other people might see you or what might go wrong, you are fully focused on enjoying the experience and connecting deeply with the people you meet. For example, if the conversation turns to a hobby that she is really into, show your interest by listening carefully, asking thoughtful questions, and sharing relevant personal anecdotes. This not only shows that you are paying attention, but also that you are genuinely interested in her hobbies. When you are authentically present, your interactions naturally become more engaging and memorable. People, especially women you are interested in, will notice your sincere engagement and your desire to live each moment. This not only makes you more attractive, but also memorable. Someone they want to spend more time with. Using Stoic principles to cultivate charisma by being present can greatly improve your social interactions, making you much more attractive. It's not just about getting women to chase you, it's also about becoming someone who adds value and joy to every interaction. Commit to living fully in each moment, deeply connect with those around you, and watch how your natural charisma draws people into your sphere. As we come to the end of our discussion on 10 powerful habits that can significantly change how women perceive and interact with you, remember that it's all about being consistent in being genuine, recognizing your own worth, and making these subtle yet powerful changes to how you interact. Start incorporating these habits into your daily life, stay true to yourself, and you'll see a positive change in how women respond to you. We've talked about a lot today, from setting high standards and living in the present to mastering the art of texting, and beyond that, following these Stoic principles will make you more attractive and give you more confidence. Now it's time to put these ideas into practice. Be honest, know your worth, and make those small, thoughtful changes in how you deal with others. As soon as you start using these tips, if you stay true to yourself and embrace the Stoic way of life, women and everyone else around you will change. If you liked this movie and are ready to take these steps, click here. Leave a comment below that says, "I know my value." This is a simple affirmation that shows you're committed to this journey of personal growth. Before you leave, please give this video a thumbs up if you haven't already. You can never miss our new videos by subscribing to our channel and clicking the bell icon. We have a lot more insights and useful tips coming your way that will help you not only meet your goals, but also exceed them. For more content like this, watch the suggested video that's on your screen right now. Thanks for joining me today, and remember that true attraction isn't about making someone chase you, it's about becoming the best version of yourself. Next video will be up soon,